I'm Brennan, one of the co-founders at SLEKE, where we make a dumb phone purpose-built to help you feel prepared as you go about your daily life. Today we're reviewing a video from the studio. Marquez Brownlee's team used a couple different dumb phones for a week. So let's see just how they adapted, what phones they used, and everything they experienced throughout the course of the week. Let's jump in.
Okay, so this is a smartphone. A dopamine machine, basically. It's like Las Vegas in your pocket. And I've been to CES enough times to know you do not want Las Vegas in your pocket. So people try to remove themselves from that experience with stuff like this. This is a light phone. It's a dumb phone. No addictive social media. Great. But also no WhatsApp, no Slack, no email, and no favorite public transit apps. So missing some useful stuff.
In these guys' defense, that's part of their whole philosophy. They have a certain set of apps that they add on their phone, and that ain't on that list, so that's by design.
Some people try to brick their existing smartphones, but that might not be enough for you. But then there's this middle ground. Devices that slow you down, but don't stop you from accessing the stuff you need every day. We'll call these finite scrollers.
Okay, before they go into the phones, it looks like they're using something what Marquez is calling the finite phones. If you look at the low-tech, low-screen time market, it's a spectrum. On one side, you have just a full dumb phone. It's just a Nokia brick. You can call on it, you can barely text on it, it has a T9 keyboard. And then you go one step further, and then you have the smart dumb phones. And a smart dumb phone is basically that flip phone with a couple more features. A good example of that is the light phone. The light phone has a touchscreen display, kind of a new design, and it has a couple more tools like maps, music, notes, but it doesn't give you access to all these third-party apps that you might need, like authentication, WhatsApp, like Marquez said. Then we go one step further, and that's something that we could call the dumb smartphone. Close to full smartphone functionality, but the creators have made a few modifications to help to dumb it down. Now, there's a couple different ways that people dumb it down in this segment. You have the nudges, which is what we see here. It looks like the, what did we call it? The
finite scrollers.
Right. Anyway, so they give you full access to all the apps that you need, which are both helpful and the ones that will distract you. But the way that they build it nudges you into avoiding these things. And then there's the other group which says, hey, here's a smartphone, but that it looks like a smartphone, feels and acts like a smartphone, but we limit you in terms of the features. So they give you a pared down app store. They give you a bunch of tools that are helpful in real life, but they permanently take away all the tools that would distract you. There's a couple in this category that are emerging. The Wise phone, Balance phone, our phone, SLEKE phone. And then finally we have the full smartphone and the screen time tools that are on the smartphones, like parent controls and screen time, as well as apps like Opal, kind of a gamified social way of limiting your screen time. And then you also have these little tools, for example, like Bloom, Unplug, and Bricked, all which have little devices which let you tap to unlock your device. So there's a little bit more of like a hardware component to it. So there's a bunch of different ways that people have been addressing this problem, and it looks like they are testing out two devices in the very specific dumb smartphone category. So let's take a look.
So this is the BOOX Palma 2, and yes, it's an e-reader, but that's not fair to it because it does more than that. It also has a great display, it runs full Android, and if you look on forums, you can see that people are using these as smart home controllers, as music players, and yes, as phone alternatives. So I'm gonna use this for the next week as my main phone, along with my Pixel Watch 3. And in theory, this should work, but let's see how it goes.
This is the minimal phone MP01. It is a first product by this company, and it has a few bugs. Half-toning on the display isn't great, but unlike the BOOX Palma, it is a full-fledged cellular device. And unlike the Light phone, the other popular semi-dumb, semi-smartphone, this thing actually runs a full version of Android 14, meaning all your favorite apps, Slack, Uber, okay, not your favorite apps, but the apps you need to actually live are actually on this right here device. And we're hoping this terrible e-ink display makes my brain a little bit less rotted. Less rot, more live.
Yeah, good point. What he said, the apps that you actually need to live. This is why this industry is becoming popular. And in this whole dumb phone industry, no matter where these products fall on the spectrum, they're all going towards the same goal. Help people get off the phone and back into real life. So it's really cool to see how they're going to be experiencing this.
I ran into a bit of a problem. I can't tell if any of these is right or not.
So far, this has not been easy.
If you take a look on the Minimal Phones website, it says it supports all US carriers, but the truth is a little bit more complicated. It's actually sort of a lottery if your carrier is supported or not by the Minimal Phone, and as a visible customer, I lost that lottery.
Okay, let's cut them some slack. They're a very new project. They started on Indiegogo, and a lot of people like them. It's not good to be dishonest like that, but it's just the Wild West of building hardware. Props to anyone that tries to do it. It's extremely hard. Getting all the bands supported in even just one country is incredibly difficult. And that's why so many of these companies are, including us, are just focusing on software operating system for now, because that's where the real problem is. The hardware is a fun component to it, but the real problem lies in how you interact with the software. So good for them for trying. I'm sure it's going to get better, but definitely a problem. Carrier support when you're building your own hardware.
The Boost Mobile Store employee was so confused as to why I could possibly be using this phone.
I'm speaking to you on the Minimal Phone. How do I sound? You sound fine. It fulfills the goal of like, you know, you want to use this less. We're going to try and make this annoying so you use it less.
Yeah.
So I guess
I don't know.
that's cool.
I don't really like the nudge. It just seems kind of like insulting to the user's intelligence to say, hey, we're going to make this really annoying for you to use. Maybe you agree, maybe you disagree, but it doesn't seem like to design annoyingness into a product just doesn't seem like a good idea. It doesn't seem sustainable. It's a quick way to make users annoyed.
In the time that I've had this phone, I have realized that it is black and white. I have cracked the screen. I just went to reach out, take it out of my pocket, and apparently... And it doesn't have access to the internet when it's in sleep mode. I have to unlock it, and then when I unlock it, it reconnects to all my services and gives me my notifications and stuff.
It's kind of nice, so you know it's not like spying on you when you're not using it. Kind of a cool feature.
Obviously, these aren't as convenient as smartphones, and they do have a few drawbacks, but once you get used to those, does it make your life better or worse?
The key question.
My morning was rough. My morning was rough. I got to the subway station and tried to tap to pay my way onto the subway.
I had a similar problem when we were testing out earlier versions of our phone. Like, this is like the first month of getting our phone even working.
Okay, so got the Clipper card for Bart. Funny thing, I'm like, hey, do I order a ticket here? And he was like, no, go to the kiosks. It's gonna be a $3 fee for you to use the kiosks with your debit card, or you can download the app and it's free. And I was like, oh. Add insult to injury. so we got a lot of work to do. In addition to the development costs so far, add $3 to the tab that this phone costs. Let's add Bart soon, huh?
Yep, not all sunshine and rainbows. I mean, it's so frustrating you have to make these sacrifices, which is all in the pursuit of a happier life.
It's really easy to rant and complain about all the ways that these phones are annoying and make our lives harder. But after using them for only a week, both Adam and I felt like our lives were actually a little better in some ways. I really didn't realize like how much short form content I was consuming, but all the time since I left stopped carrying my iPhone with me, I keep thinking like, I feel the impulse all the time now. And I'm like, oh wow, I was cooked.
This weekend, a lot of our users, when they start using our phone, I'm sure it's very similar for these things, is the first week you're gonna like tap your pocket all the time. You really start to feel the withdrawal in the second week. The third week, it gets a little easier, but sometimes it can be just difficult. The fourth week and beyond, you really start to feel the benefits of your brain calming down, and that's what we noticed. So that's what they're experiencing here, and but they're taking the good with the bad. They're like, oh my goodness, I could tell my brain is wanting that rot and it's not there. So it's kind of cool that they're recognizing that.
I would say I feel more connected to the people that I'm with, and less connected to the people that I'm not with.
Okay, Rich just sent a video to the Slack, but you can't really watch it. God damn it, are you kidding me? I'm missing my train for this.
So just to make my life a little bit more difficult, I decided to download all of the addictive social media apps on the Books to see if I can even become addicted to a black and white screen.
You put the thing that does the killing between your teeth,
You put the thing that does the killing right between your teeth,
so it doesn't have any power over you.
but you never give it the power to kill you.
I've been using the Books all day. It is now at 21%, but I last charged it like yesterday morning or 2 days ago, something like that. So it's really good. But what I noticed today was a lot of burn-in. Like if I just go to my Gmail, you see like the icons. I mean, I did have it set to the fastest refresh rate, and it does warn you there will be some like ghosting.
E-ink is getting a lot better, but it was never really intended to be processing videos. This just probably shows where we're at, the state of the industry of e-ink. It's definitely something you're gonna have to deal with e-ink style devices.
The minimal phone is a true mixed bag, if there ever was one in a phone. There are some things I really love about it. I love this physical keyboard. It feels great, it's tactile. The way the haptics are integrated in, I think, are terrific.
Yeah, it's great. I've tried it. You can't type as fast because you gotta take time to find the button and press it, but it is really a very joyful experience to physically click buttons.
Some things I really don't like about it. This thing comes to life in your pocket all the time because there is no way to turn off double tap to wake. That gives it a similar battery life to my old iPhone 12 mini. That's right, you're charging this thing all day. Also, there are crazy cellular connectivity issues. The minimal phone tech support was not helpful in the slightest. I am about to test another part of the Minimal Phone's bag, which is I'm going to a comedy show. It's a live show of our YouTube friends over at Climate Town, and my tickets are on the Minimal Phone. And I will have a friend there, so if for some reason I can't get us in, I'll be embarrassing myself. No, I've never been to Atlanta.
Sorry, it was kind of sick, actually.
One? Did it work?
Yep.
No way.
Yeah, when you're going with any solution from flip phone to screen time app, be aware of what your limitations are and what your goals are. Because your goal is going to be, hey, I want to use my phone less, but you also have to be honest, like, how much friction am I willing to tolerate? And what does my lifestyle allow for me to get? And what does it not allow for me to get? And before you go down, the road of research, it's good to know those things so you're not really surprised or you're more prepared for the trade-offs.
It was proposed that this experiment goes for 2 weeks.
No.
He loves it, huh?
I can't effectively communicate with Adam on a fake phone. Like, literally, I could not reach him the other day because this is not a phone. So we are not...
Okay, literally, this is a story. A couple of our customers got our phone because their partners were threatening to, or they were having so many fights. This guy had a flip phone and their partner was like, hey, I can't contact you. The call quality is terrible, the camera quality is terrible. And so we had done a little meetup and their partner came up to me and they're like, thank you so much for this. You literally saved our relationship. It's just a good point in here that when you make these decisions, you're not only changing your life, you're changing the life of how other people interact with you. And there you have to also be aware of that. For example, if you require Slack and you get a dumb phone that doesn't have Slack, your boss, your teammates, someone else in your company might not be so happy with you. And that's something to be aware of.
Agree or disagree? My dumb phone makes me less stressed.
1, 2, 3. Agree.
Disagree.
Oh.
I mean, it makes sense. The minimal phone is pretty convenient throughout the course of the day. It just has those nudges to keep you not scrolling. The BOOX Palma, it's not a phone. It's not a phone. If you're trying to use it as your primary device, it might drive you crazy unless you have some sort of arrangement. So I understand why he disagreed there, but it's great for what it is.
My dumb phone has me more connected with the people in my life.
1, 2, 3. Agree.
Disagree.
Damn. Time moves more slowly in a better way. Less stress. Also, my daily driver phone is a piece of shit.
Like, it makes you want to use it less, but even the things that you do want to do take longer and are a little bit more frustrating.
All of this has got me thinking a lot about the dumb phone paradox. See, if you've heard of one of these phones, then you probably watch this YouTube channel, or you care about things like displays and hardware and the way the software is integrated. And a person like that likes smartphones. But somebody who wants a dumb phone has to be both an enthusiast about the tech, but also want to have less of it in their life. Like, how's that the same person?
We're trying to, for our part, small plug, get rid of that dumb phone paradox. We think because we're focusing on communication and utility, we can go super deep and be even more helpful than even modern smartphones are. That's kind of the angle that we're taking. Dumb phones without any sacrifices to usability and utility. A lot of the pains that we saw in this video are the pains that we're trying to resolve. We're trying to build our environment so the only possibility is success. All the stuff that you're trying to get away from, that's not going to be included on the device anyway. We're trying to make good design from the ground up instead of making painful design from the ground up. That's kind of what our angle is as far as design goes. So, small plug there. We continue.
If you're the kind of person who is interested in using a piece of technology solely because it is different and because that will bring you joy, then this might actually be the phone for you. But if you're not that person and you just want a phone that works, run.
So, like, I've said it before, but these are objectively worse than regular smartphones. They're pretty bad daily drivers. But if you are someone who sits somewhere in that gap between loving the tech and wanting less of it in your life, then that's what these dumb phones are for you. Hey, if you want to see more about these dumb phones, you can click on our video that we've already made about them over here.
Great video. Was very accurate to what a typical experience for a new dumb phone user is. Nice job, people at the studio. This was super fun, super entertaining to watch. Cheers.